All right. So the Game Awards just dropped their nominees for the year across all of the categories, and we're going to be going down to see we're going to see what Microsoft's money was able to buy them. Because I already know that there are a few people that are Ad Astra out here that are going to be super upset that a certain space game might not be winning game of the year. So let's go down the list, shall we? First up, we have game of the year. We've got Alan Wake 2, well deserved, fantastic sequel. Baldur's Gate 3, more than likely the champion of the year. I really feel as though a lot of people don't understand just how transformative Baldur's Gate 3 actually is. Marvel Spider Man 2, it's fantastic to see Marvel Spider Man 2 up here as well. I love the game. I played the hell out of it on Twitch. And if you aren't following me on Twitch, please follow me on Twitch. And it was fantastic. I loved every single second of it. I know there were certain people who didn't like the narrative of the second game. I disagree with them. I thought the narrative was great, and I thought that Insomniac knocked it out of the park. And for the most part, I'm just sitting around waiting for the next installment, which would be Wolverine, I believe, and of course the DLCs. Resident Evil 4, the remake, fantastic remake, but I don't think it reaches high enough to deserve being game of the year. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I did not personally play this game, so I have no opinion on it in any way, shape, or form. And The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Another game that, in my opinion, is indeed up there with Baldur's Gate 3. The slugfest is going to be between Baldur's Gate 3 and The Legend of Zelda talk. It's going to be super crazy to see which one of these two games comes out on top. But as we look around, let's hop over to Full Body for a second and check in with the Starfield fans to see how they're doing. Where is it? Where is it? Todd Howard. Todd Howard promised us that it would be the game of the year. It would be the greatest thing that was ever released, completely transformative. This list is wrong. This list is wrong. Where is it? Where is Starfield? Where is Starfield? Where is it? It's not here. It's not here. It didn't deserve being game of the year. I'd be amazed if I actually see Starfield on this list in any way, shape, or form, but we're gonna keep on going. Best game direction: Alan Wake 2 deserves to be here. Baldur's Gate 3 also deserves to be here. Marvel Spider-Man 2, I think, out of everything that's on here, Marvel Spider-Man 2 may be the weakest link, which is acceptable. I'm okay with Marvel Spider-Man 2 being the weakest out of these five games. Of course, you've got Super Mario Brothers Wonder, like I said, no opinion on it, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which once again is going to be in a slugfest with Baldur's Gate 3. Best adaptation, which is for shows, I believe. Yeah. We've got Castlevania Nocturne, which is good, but isn't as good as the original Castlevania series. We've got Gran Turismo, which was actually surprisingly good. The Last of Us TV show, which was absolutely fucking fantastic. Super Mario Bros. Movie, which was also fantastic. And Twisted Metal, which was low key a complete fucking surprise. But I feel as though because it was on Peacock and not a lot of people are on Peacock, a lot of people missed it. So it's more or less sitting around waiting to see whether or not it jumps over to probably Netflix or HBO Max. Out of these five, I would definitely give it to The Last of Us. I would say The Last of Us is the best adaptation video game to TV show slash series that we've gotten this year. Best narrative, Alan Wake 2, definitely deserved. Baldur's Gate 3, definitely going to win again. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, fantastic. It's nice to see Cyberpunk on here. Final Fantasy 16, which was also good. And Marvel Spider-Man 2. Once again, Baldur's Gate 3. The amount of different options and directions that you can take your character in, the sheer amount of voice acting work that is done, the way in which something that you did in chapter one could influence something minuscule or on a grand level in like chapter three. Baldur's Gate 3, when it comes to narrative, is just absolutely fucking fantastic. Then you've got Alan Wake 2, Well deserved. High Fly Rush, Lies of P, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Um, in regards to art direction, I really really like Lies of P. It took the Souls narrative of like the whole dark and mysterious world and really kind of went the whole Victorian Englandy type of thing. So that was enjoyable. I did not play Hi-Fi Rush, so I can't speak to that game. And then for Alan Wake 2, its art direction is really really good, but I wouldn't think it is as good as see Tears of the Kingdom is another one that's super solid. This one's going to be a really difficult one. I'm probably going to give this one to Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one to Tears of the Kingdom. Best score in music, Alan Wake 2. Once again, we're gonna give this one to Baldur's Gate 3 because I find myself when I'm just out there just doing stuff in real life when I'm at work, humming tunes and songs from Baldur's Gate 3, like Down by the River. I don't know why that song is stuck in my head, but it has absolutely been stuck in my head for the last few months since this game came out. I will give best score in music to Baldur's Gate 3 once again. Best audio design. Ooh, Dead Space. Definitely Dead Space. The work that they did basically remastering the entire game with in a new engine while also being super faithful to the original game that came before. Fantastic. The way in which that game uses sound to basically inform you of your environment as you're moving through the world. Every creak of the ship, every heavy footstep that um I completely forgot the main character's name. Isaac. Every footstep that Isaac makes, every sound that you hear coming from around a corner that may be something that wants to kill you or maybe something that's lurking in the shadows is expertly done. The atmosphere of Dead Space on Ishimura is fantastic and it definitely deserves to win best audio design, but I can completely understand any of these other games also winning for best audio design. Best performance. Ben Starr, Final Fantasy 16, Cameron Monaghan, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Idris Elba for Cyberpunk, Melanie LeBird for Alan Wake 2, Neil Newborn for Baldur's Gate 3, and Yuri Lowenthal for Marvel Spider-Man 2. Oh, this is everybody who basically gave it their all. Um, shit. Yuri was fantastic as Peter and getting across not only his rage but also his sorrow for Spider-Man 2. Melanie was fantastic in Alan Wake 2. Neil Newborn was great in Baldur's Gate 3. Idris Elba was really good in Cyberpunk. I'd probably have to give because I feel as though I remember the performances more. I'm gonna have to give it to Cameron Monaghan. As I can't remember his goddamn character's name in Jedi Survivor. Because he does a lot of the mocap work. I mean, a lot of these people did a lot of mocap work for their characters as well. So it's not really taking a shot at anybody, but I definitely remember Cameron's performance more. Like it stays at the forefront of my mind more than Yuri's. Whereas Yuri's is more I remember his voice, and especially because I just played Marvel Spider-Man 2, I remember a lot more of Cameron just putting his all into the way in which his character's face like scrumples when he's dealing with some bullshit, or the way in which his character moves, the way in which his character fights. All of that is basically influenced by Cameron himself. So I'm gonna give best performance for this year to Cameron. Innovation in accessibility. I don't really dabble in the accessibility features. I do go over the accessibility features when we do the WTF series. Um, but there is a. It's not on this list. It's not on this list at all, and I can't really speak to any of these games in regards to accessibility. So, if you've played any of these games and you relied on the accessibility features, let me know which one of these is your favorite. Games for Impact. What is this? A space for I don't know any of these. Best ongoing game: Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 16, Fortnite, Genshin Impact. I will give it to Cyberpunk 2077. taking a loss, as in dealing with the fallout from a rocky launch, then choosing to take a financial loss to not only deliver the game that you promised the fans, but also deliver a DLC that adds more endings. Well, not really more endings. They give you like two new ones. And completely rebalances the game and introduces new abilities and things along those lines. I respect CD Projekt Red for going that route. So for best ongoing game, I will give it to Cyberpunk. Even though Cyberpunk 2077 is technically no longer ongoing, this last DLC is its last one. The entire journey from the first game to basically where we ended up at now is basically what I am going to be pointing to when studios basically launch games and then give up on them within like 4 months. Best community support, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077. Just speaking about them, they may be the one. Bungie, that's fucking hilarious that they are even on here. Final Fantasy 14 and No Man's Sky. Best community support would either be for No Man's Sky or Baldur's Gate 3. Best independent game, Cocoon, Dave the Driver, Dredge, Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars is the only game that I've played on this list. And because I haven't played any of the other, I am not gonna pick which one of these is technically the best. Best debut indie game. Haven't played any of these at all. Best mobile game. All right. So Hello Kitty Island Adventure. That's hilarious. I was not a fan of Monster Hunter Now. Did not like it. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis was pretty solid, but Honkai Star Rail is fantastic. Is it a gacha game? Absolutely. Can you play the game without the gacha mechanics? Yes, you can. If you're looking for a challenging, old school turn-based RPG and you want it for your phone, go pick up Honkai Star Rail. It is absolutely fantastic. In my opinion, if you didn't like Genshin because Genshin was a little bit more along the lines of like new RPGs where you're running around and fighting stuff, Honkai Star Rail is great for being able to go into a fight against the boss and then you have to go do something. Turning your phone off or putting it down, walking away, doing that thing, coming back, reopening up the app, and then just continuing from where you left off in that boss fight. The music in the game is fantastic. The different types of combos and characters that you could unlock just by playing the game is also great. If you're smart with how you save up your the passes that they end up giving you, you can unlock a lot of characters that you would have never expected you to be able to unlock. But then if you're also smart in where you go to get the free passes in general, like for instance, Twitch will sometimes give you 20 every month. There are other things that you can do that can deliver you 15 here, 10 there for free without having to pay any money for it. Go play Honkai Star Rail. You'll have an absolute fucking blast. Best VR game. Haven't played any of these because I don't like VR. Here we are. Best action game. Now, here's the thing. I'm gonna give it to Remnant 2. Remnant 2 is fantastic. Like it's really, really, really fucking good. Hi-Fi Rush, fun. Ghost Runner 2, fun. Dead Island 2, didn't play it. Armored Core 6, probably my number 2 behind Remnant 2. Best action adventure game: Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Jedi Survivor, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. The person that's probably going to win this is Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. The game that I had the most fun playing, action adventure wise, Marvel Spider-Man 2. So I'm going to pick Marvel Spider-Man 2 for myself. Best RPG, Baldur's Gate 3. We're not even going to go through the rest of these. There he is, Starfield, finally. They showed up on the list probably because there haven't been that many RPGs that came out this year. But yeah, I know. Best RPG for the year is Baldur's Gate 3. Beyond, without a shadow of a doubt. Behind that, in regards to RPG, I'd probably put Final Fantasy 16 or Sea of Stars. And then fourth place would be Lies of P, and Starfield's in last place only because it's the last thing on this list. Best fighting game would definitely be Mortal Kombat 1. Absolutely fantastic. Took basically what we had in MK11 and then dialed it up some more, and then introduced a whole lot of more fun characters. Also has a fantastic story mode if you just want to play through that. That's super great. Best family game. Ooh, Super Mario Brothers Wonder or Pikmin 4. Definitely give it to one of those two. Best sim slash strategy game. I am completely biased, so I'm gonna go with Advanced War 1 and 2 and Fire Emblem Engage. I'd more lean towards Advanced War 1 and 2 because it's super fun and super on the go. Best sports racing game. We're gonna give this one to either Forza or we're gonna give this one to The Crew because both of those were super fun and good. Best multiplayer presented by Discord. Best multiplayer presented by Discord. Okay. Discord is just presenting this. All right, fine. Best multiplayer out of all of these. Best multiplayer. Best multiplayer I'd have to give to probably Diablo 4. Street Fighter 6 is more versus. It's not multiplayer. And by multiplayer, I mean me and you sit down to play a game together where we're not competing with one another, but we're just trying to beat the shit out of everything we run into. Definitely Diablo 4. Before they nerfed it into the ground. Most anticipated game: Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Outlaws, Tekken 8. The big game, the big AAA studio in me is Star Wars Outlaws. The indie in me is Hades 2. But where I'm probably going to end up spending most of my time, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, sadly. Content creator of the year: Iron Mouse, People Make Games, Quackity, Spreen, Cypher, PK. Uh, my content creator of the year isn't on here, so we're just gonna skip that one. Best esports game, I don't care about that anymore. Best esports athlete, I don't care about that anymore. Best esports team, is Cloud9 on here? It's not, I don't care. Best esports coach, is Cloud9 anywhere on here? Nope. So I definitely don't care. This was an interesting list, I would say. I already know that a lot of people are gonna be mad, like, where's Starfield? Why isn't it here? Starfield isn't here because Starfield is ass. I'm sad to say, I'm very, very sorry to inform you that Starfield isn't as good as Bethesda said it was going to be. And as a direct result, it is not going to be here. What is this? Blue Eye Samurai sex scenes required as much consideration as the fight? Is that the new thing on Netflix I haven't watched yet? Hey, wait a minute. We have to check that out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this list. Is there any game that you think should have been a part of this year's nominations for not only Game of the Year, but all of the other subcategories as well? Let me know. Comment down below. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.